How's it going there, folks? I'm Quinn, that's Snazzy iPhone Guy, and this is the video review of the Subjekt TNT headphones. Now, these are going to retail you $50 from Subjekt.com, and I was highly skeptical when I first received them. You know, this kind of style of headphones, the skull candy kind of trend, where you put some cool graphics on it, push out a mediocre headphone, and charge ludicrous prices for it. Well, that's what I was expecting with the Subjekt, but I was pleasantly surprised to find out that the sound is not even just good, but pretty remarkable, not considering just the price point, but also considering how tiny these headphones are. These are super light and run on neodymium magnet drivers, which is pretty unusual in a headphone this price range. Additionally, they also pack 40mm drivers, whereas most headphones in this price range and really in this style are 30mm. So you do get some pretty big drivers, but that doesn't necessarily mean you get good sound. Other than the headphones themselves, which come in a variety of different styles and colors, I've chosen the white as you can see here. It comes with an attached cable, which is probably about 4 feet long, and it also comes with this little controller here, which is nice to work with your iPod, your iPhone, everything else. The microphone quality isn't anything too outstanding, but again, in a $50 headphone, that's not too much to be expected. The button here I don't like. I feel as though it was way too small, really hard to push, and I think that could have been redesigned. As we move down to the end of the cable, which again is quite decent length, you will find yourself a 3.5mm headphone jack cable. This is great because it is recessed, so if you have a first generation iPhone or a case that doesn't play nicely with headphones, this will indeed work. Back to the headphones. As you can see, they are relatively light and cheaper materials. I mean, there's nothing about these headphones that feel like super durable or like, wow, this is really robust. But at the same time, they do feel durable. I mean, I never feel like I'm going to break these, whereas in a lot of other headphones in this price range, even from good manufacturers like Sennheiser and Beyerdynamic, they have some pretty iffy build quality, and Subjekt kind of seems to have their act together in this regard. A lot of people don't like the flashy looks. I'm one of these people. I'm not crazy about the design, but what did amaze me was the sound. Again, I was not expecting much because in headphones like this, you never get that great of sound quality, but I was flat out amazed at how good things sounded. Now, they are bass heavy. There's so much bass that your head will rattle, but at the same time, the mids and the trebles were not at all recessed. With some simple EQ modifications, you could not even... you could change them from a bass-heavy headphone to something where there's not a lot of bass at all. They were super versatile and worked for lots of genres really, really well. Now, the question is it going to compete with other headphones in this price range? Other headphones that are style-oriented, like the iFrogs, like the Skull Candies, absolutely. And in fact, I'd say that the Subjekt blows these out of the water. In terms of professional quality headphones like Sennheiser and Audio-Technicas in this price range, you probably will get better sound out of the Audio-Technicas or Sennheisers, but there's two things you have to keep in mind. Those are very ugly and they're bigger. They're over-ear headphones. These are on-ear, really, really small, light headphones. One thing that I would have liked Subjekt to redesign is so that these cups can oscillate. They don't oscillate well, so if you have a funny-shaped head like myself, you might experience some issues. Additionally, they are not very tight on your head, which is nice because it makes them super comfy, but because they're not tight, they didn't create a super good seal. So when I did want to hear a bass drop or something of that nature really, really well, I kind of had to cup my hands over my ears, which is a little bit of a disappointment. That being said, they don't leak hardly at all, which is really surprising considering they're over ear, and I would say that these even beat the $180 Beats by Dre Solos. So if you're looking for a pair of headphones that are relatively priced, have some design and style into it, but don't compromise in audio, I'd seriously check out the Subjekt. I was super skeptical in the beginning, didn't even listen to them for a few days after I got them because I knew they were going to be mediocre, but boy, was I wrong, and these seriously outdid what I initially expected them to do. So head over to Subjekt.com to pick your pair up today. If this is something you're interested in, if you're not crazy about the style, I don't blame you. I'm not either. But again, for this price point, they are pretty dang good. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe, rate, comment, and as always, stay snazzy. See you later, folks.